We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast for the Top Gun Sales Bootcamp training. Let's just dive right in. Kenny, what you got?
Um, yes, from an owner's perspective in a company, when to know or how to determine if you should increase your hourly, basically your hourly pay throughout, or do more frequent profit shares from the company.
Right. So there's tension because you have two roles. So you're a working partner, and so you get compensated something, and then you're the owner. And so,
That compensation for the working partner, for the part that you work, the compensation, should that be below what others make in the company that are just working?
well, it depends, right? You earn you earn what you like. If you're doing $10 an hour work, well, that's what you're going to get paid. Well, but I'm the owner. Doesn't matter. You do $10 an hour work. That's what you get paid. If you're not productive in the work that you do, then you know what? You get paid what you deserve. The challenge is most owners, they don't, and that's why, there's different statistics out there, but it's 93% of businesses go out of business, within the first 7 years. Why? Because of that. The business owners that do go ahead and survive, they often don't own a company, they own a job. And so, are you delegating, systematizing, contracting out, hiring someone, partnering with someone? Are you doing the 5 time management freedom fighters? Are you dishing stuff? So, you're when you own a company, the amount of sacrifice that you put in is beyond comprehension. I mean, it is beyond comprehension. I've owned companies for now 40 years, and I'm still sacrificing. It's insane. And so, 40 years and you're still doing it. Mm-hmm. Yipper. And so there's constant tension in what you're doing. And so, you guys have a lot of the systems down because you built it right, because you listened to direction. Okay, do this, and do this. What you guys are missing is um, caring about goals. Like, you guys don't bring up, like, we're 50% of our goal. Well, like, that doesn't see when we care about something or someone, we talk about it, we spend time, like, we do that. Like, when you don't care, you don't talk about it. So I don't know how, the driver personality naturally cares about goals. They just do. They're focused on the task and they're assertive. But really, why are they focused on the goal? Because it impacts people a lot. And so somebody's got to care about the goals. And if you're not hitting the goals, doggone it. Like, why aren't we hitting goals? And so pushing yourself, like, if you don't push yourself, the marketplace will. And so Tom Coons, he went ahead and said that an owner ought to get paid what it would take to replace them. And so a lot of times what owners do is they hire people and then they're like, okay, now I have less work to do. I can have more fun. I can take off. I can do this. It's like, no, you can't. You have to take that time that person saved. Like, when Luke dished off the accounting and some of the other stuff, pretty sure I haven't heard once, not one time, where, I used to go ahead and spend 2-3 hours a week doing this. I'm taking that 2-3 hours a week and investing into that. And I mean, for example, going and singing with other people and taking off a few days. And because, okay, well, are we hitting our goals? I mean, that wasn't even considered. It wasn't, it's not even a consideration. So what employees will do is employees are like children. Not all employees. Some employees actually think like business owners, and many business owners think like employees. And that is money just grows on trees. Well, you just pay us more. Well, the complexity of that is not that easy. You got to hit your goals. So you look at a business owner and you say, okay, here's a business owner. Well, if you double your sales, you double your profit. Well, we're not making any profit. And you guys, as company is, you're making profit. So you'd have twice as much profit. So you could still, if you had twice the sales, you'd have twice the profit. You could take half the profit out and continue to invest into your business as you are. So you got to care about goals. You have to care about your goals. Your goals are connected into people. Every task is connected into a person. Every single task that you do is connected into a person. That's why, based on different research out there, I think I've seen where there's, I don't know, 3 to 6% of the population is driver. Like, and so the drivers, a lot of times, like Luke just interviewed somebody and he says, he's a driver, amiable personality. And he says, getting people to listen to me. Well, why don't people listen to the driver? Because they tell you things you don't want to hear. And we like to hear that we're smart, we're kind, and we're considerate, and we got our stuff together, and we're worth a lot of money. So but somebody's got to do the work to produce the results. And often it's the driver because they like to work. So I know one driver that just said to a number of people that, lucky I like to work because they do a lot of work. And so, in a way, brain surgery is not rocket science. So, well, like a young child, well, I want this and I want this and this. Okay, young child, yes, you want all of these things, but who's going to do it for you? Who's going to do the work for you? Well, you are, mom and dad. and and good mom and dads go, no, that's not how life works. But then you go work, for the factory, and you make a lot of money. And you work hard physically, but you don't work very long, and you get all this stuff. And so you become accustomed to, your brain becomes accustomed to, well, I don't have to really take any risk and I don't have to. And then all of a sudden, the marketplace shifts and all of a sudden you're laid off and you're making half as much money as you were before. So you go ahead. So I was just talking to another company yesterday, and it's like, owners, you want to make twice as much money? It's really simple. You go ahead and double your goal. You nail your goals better. You drive it forward. So again, I'm not sure. You guys might be able to help me. I mean, I've been doing this a long time and I still can't. It's almost like there's a delusion out there. So is it the energy drinks? I don't know. Is it the alcohol? Is it the weed? Is it the internet, social media, people telling other people what they want to hear? And everybody's like, but somebody's got to go ahead and do the work. And if you can get everybody doing the work, if you can get everybody doing the work and everybody's pulling in the same direction, that's what Life GPS is all about. That's like that's what it's all about. I mean, if you look at the topics, if you look at the topics of this, like it's just, I don't know, it's just cool. It's just, does that help Kenny or not so much?
I think so.
Yeah, it's, probably the business owner in America is the most underappreciated. The business owner, the small to medium sized business owner is the most underappreciated person in America. I mean, people go ahead and praise pastors. Oh my goodness, pastors so helpful. Not saying they're not, just saying. People go ahead and police, like, oh, they protect us. They do. They're, put their lives at risk. They do that. Firefighter, first responders, all of that. They get, and it's fine. They do, and you know, and so, and they can, so here, when you go ahead and being a great team member, like everybody's got to pull together. And so claim unclaimed territory. And you go through that. And what does that mean? And you got to, and we still haven't figured out. I haven't figured out. We have not figured out how to get people to internalize. It's the third lesson. Like, what does this really mean? It's like being married and having kids. Like, it's like, wow. And then trusting the integrity of the system. I mean, when you look at, yesterday, like Kevin, it's like, dang, you go, buddy. like, it's mind blowing to me how much, like, when you look at, the, you know, the team, you got to get the whole team going together. And so Kevin goes ahead and jumps in and does the, he's the role one. And, yesterday on Top Gun, he goes ahead and and it's like, well, what do I do? Well, do something. When you're not sure what to do something. So I don't know if he didn't. So he's like, okay. And then he was humble. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, I don't know if you guys saw his, the email that he sent last night. Did you guys see that?
No.
Yeah, it was crazy. So and so he goes ahead and, so just that one piece. So, 62 years, what I've learned in 62 years is how do I lock Kevin in? Like Kenny met Nicole with Tanglewood, and she was 17 when I met her. And I said, Nicole, never grow up. And I don't know, there's 3 times that I said, Nicole, you're growing up. What I mean by that, always be humble. Like always be humble. And so with me and Kevin, what I'm doing is I'm like, don't ever lose that, buddy. Don't ever lose. Do not ever lose the humility. So he said, how do I care for people more and better? And I don't, and I'm not a very, like, I struggle. How do I teach other people to care when I don't care myself very well? And so, so he's doing great. And then he said, then he cared about Bricio. He's like, so where should I put him? And so, how do you, like, he's got to sustain that. And with the new little one coming along, he's got to sustain that for the rest of his life, forever. Luke, what you got?
Um, and sales, so this week it's just been crazy. A lot of new leads and closed some stuff. Like, the roller coaster principle, I'm finding it hard to level that out. So, like, it seems it comes in waves.
Right. So you have in the roller coaster, you have two things. You have results, which are very easy to see. And then you have what's invisible as the effort. This is what action vision will do is it will reveal your efforts. And when you can see two roller coasters, and so this is 24 years old, I saw this in sales, and I'm like, huh. So there's two roller coasters, there's efforts and results. So you see, when you get started with something like a new job, and you're really pumped up, and you start a new company, you start a new relationship, and your efforts really, really high, and your results are low often. But if you do the right actions in the right way over the right period of time, then your results will go up. And often when our results go up, our efforts go down. You can, in business, this is where action vision is so genius when people use it. If people don't use it, well, then it's not. But people want to feel that they're working hard, even though they're not maybe so much. They want to feel that they're self-sacrificing, that they're caring. They want to feel all these feelings rather than actually be who they were created to be. So if you can get people around you that are like you to go ahead and all say these things, but then what do you get? You get a social media group. They come together and they talk. The business owners, I don't know, not as much on there as the others. The people that often, you know, so what you do, Luke, is it's like in Good to Great. It's disciplined people, disciplined thinkers, discipline in taking action. Disciplined people, disciplined thinkers, discipline in taking action. So when you talked about, hey, taking some time off for a good cause and you're going to feel good and all that kind of stuff, like I didn't say anything. And but that may be the difference. That may be, there's a price that Dreamscape is going to pay. And there's a price that you're going to pay financially as a business owner in doing that. Now, you're at profit margins and stuff like that, but and everybody else is going to pay too. And if you go ahead, Luke, and you don't do that, it's gonna hurt because you're like, man, I really want to do that, and I do that. If you work during that time, your work will probably be 10 times more productive than you would otherwise.
Gotcha.
Because you're making a sacrifice, and when you're making a sacrifice, and when you're making a sacrifice, so when you do that, there's something that snaps. There's something like my gracious. So you go ahead and work, let's say 40 hours a week, if that's the standard, that 10 hours can produce more than the 40 hours. If you go ahead and work 50 hours a week, that extra 10 hours can produce more than the first 50, 60. So if you're making sacrifice, the key is you got to go ahead, the discipline that you have to have. So I'm surprised and I'm not. I mean, like Mark has 7 kids, homeschooling them. He took them for a whole semester and ran the whole homeschooling. And he worked not all the time, but there was a season of time where the company needed him to work 110 hours a week. Mm-hmm. So let me get this straight. Mark worked 110 hours a week. For more than 1 month. and he had a date night every Friday with his wife. And he had family every Saturday. and he was there to tuck the kids in the bed and pray with them and help. Like I would think that people would be like, how'd you do that, dude? But Linda Breakall, my international speaking coach, she went ahead and saw something before I did. Like I was 27, 28 years old and started coaching with her to become an international speaker and author, which I didn't even want to do, but I knew I needed to do to get my goals. And so she says, "You're going to be very successful, Mark." And I'm like, "Oh, like, why would you say that? And what does that mean?" She says, "Well, you're going to be very successful, but I would not want to be successful the way you are." I'm like, what does that mean? She says, "You are going to just work." But it's not just physical labor, it's not just mental labor. Like it's work on my marriage, it's work with on my children, it's work spiritually, emotionally, morally, relationally. It's working hard in everything. But people go ahead and tend to get sucked into entitlement. Like I'm entitled. I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to a good time. I'm entitled. So, this is the first year I took Social Security. I've been putting it in for over 45 years, 50 years. And I didn't think I was going to get it. Well, I'm like, don't count on it, Mark. Do not count on it. And it's interesting because I feel that I'm blessed to get something I've put in hundreds of thousands of dollars into. And, now I'm getting benefit from it. I mean, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. Versus the attitude, well, I'm entitled to making this amount of money and I'm entitled to getting this type of benefit. I'm entitled. So these three things, entitlement, self-righteousness, and victimhood, they're all addictive. They're all addictive. And the more you get, the more you want. The more good you think you are, the more good you think you need to be. That, yeah. And the victimhood is like, other people are okay. Did that help, Luke, or not so much?
I think so, yes.
Cool. Kevin, what you got, sir?
So I was just thinking, how do you know how much bandwidth you got? Do you just go on how bad you want it? Or
And so, I'm a driver personality, right? And so,
yeah.
you know a lot about me. And, you know a lot about me. You know a lot about my marriage. You know that Mark's a driver, so his wife is probably an amiable, and she is. So I can't even tell you, Kevin, on how many times in my life I'm like, I cannot go on. I mean, it's too much. I don't have the capacity. It's one of the benefits of being a man. It's one of the benefits of being a husband and a father. And so that's why, the Bible says, without a vision, the people perish. And so that's why your vision, like having clarity of what God created you to become, is so very important. So, I mean, as a driver, I'm the one that kind of carries the load with the kids. Like I'm the one telling the kids the things that they don't want to hear. And we had 4 teenagers, and I don't know, I was probably in my late 30s, early 40s. And I said to my wife, I said, honey, I'm dying. I am dying here. Like, you got to help me out. I'm the bad guy. Like, I need you to go ahead and be honest with the kids. And, and it didn't happen. And so, I just did it. Right before I turned 40, Kevin, like, I mean, I'm going through hell and back. I mean, it's crazy what happened. And I cry out to God and say, God, like I'm your child, like do the Baptist, I'm Abba Father, like I'm dying here. Can you give me a year break? I need a year break. I am dying. That was the hardest year, Kevin, I've ever had. I've never prayed for a year break again, ever. So again, the bigger the vision, the more people from the outside will say, well, I don't want your life. Well, I don't either, because Alan Stein, he provided that answer to me. When your life vision, you found your life vision when you hate it or run from it, but you're the happiest person in the room and you're the one with the most significance. And other people are jealous because they want it. They're happy, but they're not happy. And so you figure out, Kevin, did you have a teacher that you didn't like in school?
Yes.
And that teacher just irritated the living daylight, and they pushed you and they were mean to you and you didn't like them?
Yes.
And when you look back on all the teachers, is that the teacher that you go, I didn't like them, but boy, did they help me? Did you experience that or not?
Yes.
See, that's how life is. So we all want fragrant roses. We all want fragrant roses. We all want good situations. We want good people in our life. We want good clients. We want good employees. We want good everything. Like we all want that. I want that. 62 years, I'm like, Mark, can you get people that actually appreciate you? Can you go ahead and pour your heart, life, and soul into people? They'll be thankful. And you just learn to smile and say, this is gonna purify my heart. I'm gonna be a better person because of it. So I don't know, Kevin. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing in the world where people are jealous of you. They want to have your drive. They want to have your passion. They want to have your compassion. They want people to revere them. They want all of these things. And it's like, you don't want a life like mine. But they do. Down deep, they do, because it has so much significance, so much value. And you may not see it this side of eternity. And you're okay with that. I mean, eventually you're like, you just give yourself up to your wife and your kids and then everybody else. Questions, Kevin?
No.
Yeah, it's the most awesome thing in the world. Everybody ought to have misery like I do. Like it's just you're just in a zone. You're just like, you know what? Yeah, it's okay. And to give yourself up. And so you're, young and married and your wife. I mean, I remember when I was in your season of life, and it's a wonderful season. Enjoy it. Like I got to hold my, 2 days ago, my 1 week old new grandson, and then last night I got to hold my 2-month old granddaughter. And it's just cool. So you're in a great season of life. Every season of life has these things, and you want to lock in the memories and enjoy that season of life. And you're moved to another season, and every season there's going to be things that you absolutely love about that season, and there's going to be parts of that season that you're gonna hate. It's going to suck. And the thing that's going to suck, that's what's going to develop you the most. So embrace it. Don't run from it. Don't avoid it. Don't go ahead and put it off. Like embrace it. Run towards the roar. So this is definitely a favorite. This is good. If you have any questions on this, and you're like, wait a minute. Connect with the individual who invited you to participate in today's session, or you can call toll free 888-230-2300 outside the U.S. 630-393-9909. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.